think you know me? You think you know me? You think you know me? You think you know me?
What's up, guys? Gold Izzy here. Royal Rumble just went off the air literally like a few seconds ago. Pretty good Royal Rumble overall. I enjoyed it from top to bottom. First match on the card was the ECW Championship match, Christian versus Ezekiel Jackson. I was really iffy about this match. I didn't really know how well Christian and Ezekiel Jackson would work with one another, but I was surprised because they worked very well together. I mean, it wasn't a spectacular match by any means, but it was pretty entertaining. Christian wins, retains the ECW Championship, and I would give that match. Well, before I get to that, in this match there were a lot of near falls, a lot of outside action. Had a pretty decent time length as well. It was about 15 minutes long, and for that, I'm going to give that match 3 stars. The next match was The Miz versus MVP. This was a match that was just thrown in there. I put that match in my predictions just in case they were to have that match, and they did. The Miz versus MVP. You know, for this match, the story of it, the build-up was pretty good. I liked it. But the match itself just didn't really deliver the way I would have liked it. The finish was kind of not good at all, you know, but I'm still going to give it 2.5 stars. The Miz retains his U.S. title. The third match, Sheamus versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Now, Randy Orton got a huge pop. He got a huge pop throughout the whole match. Crowd was really into it. You know, the match was actually pretty good. Heel versus heel. You know, I liked the whole fact that both wrestlers were heels because they were both doing underhanded tactics towards one another. It just made for a good match. Cody Rhodes interferes, costing Randy Orton the match. And in turn, Randy Orton proceeds to beat down Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase, because Ted DiBiase comes in as well to try to, you know, help out the situation. But Randy Orton just goes ballistic on both of them, as well as he should. So, I like the ending of it, although I would have liked to see Randy Orton win. But I did like how it turned out, where we got to see Randy Orton and Legacy finally kind of split up, I guess. So, I would give that match 3.5 stars. Sheamus is still the champion. Wow. Didn't think that would happen. Fourth match, Mickie James versus Michelle McCool. This match was not really even a match, but the finish, Mickie James' DDT, was phenomenal. Michelle McCool sold it very well. You had Layla come out in the Mickie James fat suit. That was really funny. I enjoyed that. But, you know, Mickie James won. She's now the new women's champion. And I would give that match 2 stars. Fifth match, Rey Mysterio versus The Undertaker. This match was short. It was only like 11 minutes long. And Undertaker totally rocked. Undertaker totally rocked Rey Mysterio throughout the whole match. He got his nose busted open. Pretty good, in fact. The Undertaker did. And I was really surprised with WWE not going down there to try to stop the bleeding or anything. They just continued to let it happen. Gotta applaud WWE for that, because normally they would have kind of stopped the match and took care of the bleeding, but they didn't. Very happy with that. Undertaker just rolls over Rey. It was kind of, you know, usually in those kind of matches, you know, the big guy should always win, should always beat the little guy usually, and they definitely went that route. I mean, Rey Mysterio had some pretty good offense on some of the match, but for the most part, Undertaker just ruled ass in that match. And Undertaker won, and I give that match 3.5 stars. You know, Undertaker retains. I I didn't predict that. I thought Rey Mysterio would win, but regardless, Undertaker wins. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. It was pretty good. Undertaker was dominant in the match. Big man should always be dominant, and he proved it. Now, the Royal Rumble match itself. This Royal Rumble, the actual match was pretty entertaining. CM Punk has a lot to do with the first part of the match being very entertaining. The first two participants was Dolph Ziggler and Evan Bourne. Then CM Punk was number 3. Once he got in there, he started eliminating everybody. And after he eliminated Dolph Ziggler and Evan Bourne, he just basically started cutting a promo between each elimination. I found that to be very entertaining. But I'm just going to go through the list of 30 as they entered. So Dolph Ziggler was 1, Evan Bourne was number 2, CM Punk was 3, JTG was 4, the Great Khali was 5, Beth Phoenix was 6, Zack Ryder was 7, Triple H was 8, Drew McIntyre was 9, DiBiase was 10, John Morrison was 11, Kane was 12, Cody Rhodes was 13, MVP was 14, Carlito was 15, The Miz was 16, Matt Hardy was 17, Shawn Michaels was 18, John Cena was 19, Shelton Benjamin was 20, Yoshi Tatsu was 21, The Big Show was 22, Mark Henry was 23, Chris Masters was 24, R-Truth was 25, Jack Swagger was 26, Kofi Kingston was 27, Chris Jericho was 28, and a surprise return, Edge was 29, and Batista was 30. I enjoyed this Royal Rumble match. I thought it was very, very good. Edge making his big return. A lot of us was speculating that that could happen. I honestly did not think it would, simply because I just thought it would be too early. But Edge comes back, he's number 29, and he wins the Rumble. I'm down with that. That's cool in my book. No problem with that whatsoever. Kind of continuing the opportunist gimmick. But regardless, it was cool to see Edge back. To me, he looked like he was kind of out of shape a little bit. I don't know. Maybe that was just me. He's got the CM Punk beard going on. But regardless, we got to see the return of Edge. It was very cool. Made for a nice ending of the Rumble. Batista and Edge and John Cena were the last men in the Rumble. And yeah, I enjoyed it. If I had to rate the actual Rumble itself, I would give it I'd give it 4 stars. The pay-per-view as a whole, I would give it like probably a 7 3/4 stars, maybe an 8, probably 7 3/4 stars total. But that's the Royal Rumble review. Christian retains the title. The Miz retains the U.S. title. Sheamus retains the WWE Championship. Mickie James is your new Women's Champion. Undertaker retains the World Heavyweight Championship. And Edge makes his surprise return and wins the Rumble. That's it for me. Gold Izzy. Peace out.